Welcome. This is the podcast for family businesses. My name is Tatiana Mata, and I'm a family business owner. And I look forward to share my experiences and also bring other family business owners to talk to you about the issues, challenges, and the benefits of running a family business, and of course also bring some experts to tell us about their experience and what we should look for, how we can improve our own family businesses so that they become global businesses. So today's podcast will be talking about 6 tips for family businesses. So you're starting your family business or you already have your family business. What should you ensure your family business does? Okay, so let's get into that. But pay attention to the 6th tip because it's really important. And if you don't do anything else, make sure that you do that. Okay. Okay, so the first one is that as you start hiring people, okay, the same way that you'll be doing in a normal business, you need to create an organogram. How should your business look like in terms of the different functions? You are the CEO. If you're having if you're having managers, if you're having officers, if you're having secretaries or assistants, it's important that you create an organogram. And the organogram will make sure that you know exactly what the structure of the personnel of your team is. But that you also need to ensure that you have created job descriptions. That tip 2, job descriptions. So that organogram for each function, make sure that you also define the functions of each position, because people need to know the job description. They need to know the responsibility. The moment you define that, they then know what is expected of them. Okay, so that is very clear. Not like, oh no, everybody comes and does whatever. No, yes, we can collaborate, but each person needs to know exactly what is expected from them. So make sure that you ensure that, especially because we are dealing with your brother and your sister. So if they don't know what you expect of them, you can't really make them accountable. And accountability is important in any type of business. We should all be accountable, for our work. So write it down. Don't just say it. Write it down. Like people sign employment contracts. They need to be accountable. The moment you sign an employment contract, you know that you have to deliver on that. So you'll be asked for results, and if something goes on, you can actually be fired. So that makes sure that people take their jobs within the family business. They take it seriously. So it's important that you actually do that. And it's also important that you actually define objectives. What are we doing? Why are we doing? So the vision is important. Define a vision, and define how you want to get there. So your vision, your mission, your long-term, mid-term, and short-term objectives should be defined, for the business, and then how each person within their position, they actually contribute to that objective and then the vision. So it's important that you actually do that. A 5-year vision, and then break it into 3 and 2, 1, 6 months. What do we want to achieve in that period? How does each step and activity actually leads us to that objective? So go ahead and do that, because it also enables you to make it clear, on how are we going to tackle, challenges that come on every day, opportunities that this really contribute to our overall goal. That's it really. Otherwise, you're just going around. My grandfather used to say that you become a yellow leaf. Whichever direction the wind blows, you just go. Okay. And then it's also important that as you have your team, create a habit of meeting. Your staff meeting. Either you do it early Monday morning or you do early Tuesday. Don't go further than Tuesday. But the early morning office, I do Monday meetings. I like Monday meetings. We are on 10 o'clock. We meet and we talk about the week. First, what happened last week? Did we achieve the objectives of last week? And then how do we go about this week? What are the opportunities? What can we do to improve? All these kind of things. And you also hear out, the challenges that people are going through, in a very open and constructive way. You can provide contributions, to the people. So it is important that you actually you do that. You know. Also ensure that people know not only their responsibilities, but they actually attend work on a daily basis. So the same way that you need to clock when you can get in, clock when you get out. Do you have somebody looking at HR? Make sure that you have somebody that's responsible for your team. That knows when this person came in and that person didn't come, why they didn't come. There's justificate. An HR person is important in a big or a small company. Because if people just get into the tendency of working or actually missing work, being absent from work, and nothing happens, it will become a party. Okay, so you don't want that. People will come whenever they want and all these kind of things, and then your objective will not be met. So if they don't come, there's no justification. Everything else, cut it from their pay. Let them actually feel the pinch in their pocket, and then you start seeing a change of behavior. And of course, one of the most important things is to define. As you define a job organogram, a job description, you need also to define, actually negotiate pays. What are you going to pay for each job? Everybody should have a preliminary, which is the salary. So make sure that you have defined the wages of your team, being family members or not, including yourself, so that you don't just go into the pot and take whatever whenever you feel like, but there needs to be a clear salary for everyone. If there's additional money, that's not your money, that's the company money. There's a difference between you and the company, even though you own the company. You need to know that. That's why you need to actually define a salary for everyone that works in the family. Okay, that's really important. It actually can even be number one. Okay, it's really important. Okay, so we should also look at in terms of you need to look at succession. You need to start working with your people so that you on your team, and slowly start thinking, okay, when I'm not here, who can actually lead? So that of course your organigram will inform you that as well. That this person is responsible for that. When I'm not here, he or she, will be the one taking over to be able to ensure that we actually we actually achieve our objectives. So it is important that you do make that very clear. Otherwise, when you leave, there's a power fight. So you don't want that. Okay. So the other thing that is important is that you share not only the objectives, but make it clear in terms of the finances. Let everybody know exactly that you make contributions, because sometimes when people think, oh, it's family, they expect to get all the revenue at the end of the day. No, that's not what happens. It's important that yeah, same way that you have bonuses and with other companies, set up something there, because that will motivate people to continue giving the best into the company, and not think that everything is yours at the end of the day. After the revenue, yes, it's yours, but when you share, you create uh, uh, let's say an environment where people want to continue because there's a greater ownership. Okay, there's a greater ownership. So yeah, I don't want to prolong too much, but I think that consider these tips for your business, because they're important. Okay, before I close, I think that it's also important for you to look. We talk about how to manage people, but also it's important that you look at issues like insurance. Make sure that you have an insurance. Insurance for your team, insurance for your equipment, fire insurance. Because if there is a break into your company, well, you may lose everything, and to start all over again will be difficult, if not impossible. So ensure that you have insurance. Ensure that you have insurance. Okay, that will not affect you. And insurance for equipment, sometimes we take it for granted. Sometimes insurance, they call civil insurance, it's like professional insurance, also important, because if you give bad advice or if you do something that doesn't go well as expected to your client, he can actually sue you. So if you have professional insurance, it will cover, and against that, or let's say in those cases, and then you are covered for it, and you don't have to refund your client, but the insurance will pay. Another important insurance policy that is out there is the owners and directors in insurance. So that's also a very good one to have. The owners and the directors insurance. Find out from your insurance broker. If something happens, as a director in a company, you carry more responsibility than an ordinary employee. So if you are taking a decision and then something happens, to the community, to the clients, or to the people, to the, let's say, your customers, you may be sued. As a director, even though you don't own the company, or even as the owner. So it's best to have also owners and directors insurance policy to cover for that. And insurance for fraud, all those type of things. So go ahead, check out, talk to your insurance broker, check out what's available in your country, and make sure that you are covered for. I hope these tips have been useful, and that you'll be able to be able to contribute into your business. And please go ahead and share the podcast, share the information with others, and ensure that this podcast grows in following, because we as family business owners, we are in millions, we are the majority, but we are the ones that are less benefit from support in terms of management training. So this podcast has the objective of really supporting you to grow your business in all these spheres. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next podcast. See you soon, and grow your business to a global business.